Vortex, do you ever touch yourself in a place where you probably shouldn't touch yourself after you were touching a jalapeno? You just have to suck it up and deal with it until it passes. Okay? Look at that bullshit. I think it's a sensor. I took it to AutoZone and they have a little scanner. And they said that the sensor's going out. So I wish that sensor would go out. That would be awesome. It would stop fucking dinging at me. Okay. Oh, baby, go. Okay, fine. I fucking hate when you get to the intersection, like, within like a millisecond of when somebody else got to the intersection, and you're both trying to figure out who goes first. That's why it's ideal to get to the intersection, like, after somebody or before somebody, so that everybody knows, nobody's confused. It's like the same thing with weed. I remember when, you know, you'd be sitting around in like a smoker circle, and then people would like fuck up the rotation by like passing it to somebody trying to be nice. It's like, no, dude, like, stop being such a fucking narcissist. Just let things happen the way they're supposed to happen, rather than trying to make it seem like you're a really good person because you want somebody else to go first, you know? I get so aggravated. Yeah. So I went to another AA meeting. I'm updating you guys on my 12-step journey because I stepped out of the program for a long ass time. For those of you that don't know, I've had 14 years without a drink. So it's interesting how the whole time that I was going to meetings, I really didn't work the program. Like, I did work the steps with sponsors, but I didn't really get the fruits of the program until I left and just lived my life. And I didn't spend all this time in meetings. I think that meetings are good because of the community of it. And I think in the beginning, it's good to find like-minded people that understand your problem and will hold you accountable when you're making excuses. But it's also a really good place to hide out, you know? And that's definitely what I was doing because I didn't really have anything else that I was doing at the time. And so the 12-step program is really, really good if you work it and if you take it seriously, and it helps you rely on God more. That's literally the whole point of the program. But I definitely was using it in an unhealthy way. I actually had a sponsor tell me that she thought I was getting worse. And I had like 2 years of sobriety. So I think that my situation is a lot different. Like I talked about this tonight, how I've never been a control freak, but one of the reasons why I do this channel, one of the reasons I do stand-up comedy, one of the reasons why I make those posters is because I think that I have a pretty good idea of how this world should be. And I think that the reason why I have that idea is because God gave me that idea, you know? And I don't think that that makes me a narcissist. If I was, it'd be a spiritual one, right? But the thing is, like, I can step back and look at myself and go, wow, you're wrong, or you're really off about this, Amy. You know, like, I do that almost to a fault. So there are a lot of things that I am right about, but I second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh guess myself, and my instincts 9 times out of 10, actually I take that back, 9.999 times out of 10 are correct. I might have gotten wrong some tiny ass detail, but yeah, I'm right about a lot of shit. But you know, I'm not a control freak. I really can't stand controlling people. So I don't really vibe with a lot of people that I meet in AA because a lot of them are very controlling. But I think that the program is a way to realize that about yourself and to actually do something different. So if the 12-step program can help you become less of a narcissist and be more aware of that controlling spirit that you have, and that's really what fueled your alcoholism, then I think that's a positive thing. But I've seen a lot of people just use it in a detrimental way, and they hurt other people. Now, I didn't hurt other people, I just hurt myself. I just obsessed. I obsessed about the program. I obsessed about like my image as a recovering alcoholic. That's why I have this tattoo, okay? So, you know, there's a lot of ways that you can take something good and fuck it up. But overall, I think it's a good thing. It's the same with the Bible, you know? I see a lot of people that obsess about the Bible. And they start freaking out, thinking that they're gonna burn in hell. Rule of thumb, if you're concerned about that, you're probably not going to, okay? Because you have a conscience and shit. The people that are gonna burn in hell aren't worried that they're gonna burn in hell, okay? So, if you're sitting around asking yourself questions about your own narcissism or sociopathy maybe, then chances are you're probably nowhere near as bad as you think you are, because this is something that you don't want to be. You want to be a better person than that, you know? And not just because of your ego, but because you genuinely want to be more spiritual, you know? And so it's really important to be able to see that. And for me, it's hard for me to see the good sometimes, because I just so good at beating myself up. I don't do it as long as I used to, but if I have one fatal flaw, it's you know, negatively analyzing things. And, you know, that's why I enjoy being blacked out drunk.